What's going on, everybody? You are now watching live or watching the replay, but at this moment, we're live. What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for being here and being in the live, in the chat, or watching the replay. Interesting conversation I'm gonna have for you guys today. But shout out to Chelsea and Molly December in the chat so far. What's going on? And yes, we are at 7K subs. Yes, crossover this week. Thank you. And shout out to all my new subscribers. Those of you guys who have joined the Harrison extended family through subscribership. Thank you guys so much for joining the channel through subscription. And I hope that I can add value to your life. And if by all means, hold me accountable. Like if I'm off in a certain area and I'm not being consistent, please hold me accountable. And what's going on, Molly? Where you at? There we go. You guys are just shouting each other in the chat. I love it. I love it when my Harrison extended family love on each other in the chat. So let's keep that up. All right. Yeah, let me get right into this because directly after this, this live stream is going to automatically redirect to another live stream where I'll be talking about another topic. Okay. But I'm a little late to the party. A lot of people have already addressed the Steve Harvey comments with Shannon Sharpe on Club Shay Shay. Shout out to Club Shay Shay and Shannon Sharpe. Shout out to also Steve Harvey. Now, let me say this. I think, although I don't agree with everything that Steve Harvey says, I appreciate that he's an older man attempting to offer guidance to the younger generation. I think we need more of that. We need more older men trying to provide guidance to the younger generation. I don't know if we have enough of that. I think we have a lot of people looking to monetize and capitalize off of the ignorance of young people, and they are spitting things that's not necessarily beneficial to them. But I firmly believe that in the core of his heart, Steve Harvey is coming from a genuine place. Now, I don't agree with everything that he says. In fact, when that book came out, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man, I was like, yeah, I started reading some of the pages, and I got to be honest with you, I couldn't get through it all. And a lot of women had read that book and they took it like it was like the relationship Bible. They were quoting it. They were even a big talking point in the book was the 90-day rule. So a lot of women took this book and it was like, I'm going to apply it. But now let's look at this, right? Let's be objective here. That book came out like what, 10 years ago, something like that, a little over a decade ago, about a decade. Are women and men in a better place today in regards to relationships? Are we better off today after that book came off, specifically in the Black community in America? Are we in a better place? Or did it create a more of a divide between men and women, with women elevating themselves higher above men, causing, as an effect, causing women not to give good men a shot because they were told that they are the prize. So I in all honesty, I like Steve Harvey. I like that he's an older man trying to offer guidance. However, is his guidance really beneficial? What's going on to my sister-in-law? What's going on, Tammy? Glad you were here. All right. Molly says, honestly, could not read that book. Yeah, the book was shout out to everybody in the chat. If you guys are watching right now, please hit the like button. It costs you nothing. And what it does is it tells YouTube that this is a video worth sharing, and it'll allow other people to see this video on their newsfeed and give them an opportunity to click the video. That will help this channel out greatly, and specifically this video. So please share it out. So now, recently, Club Shay Shay, Shannon Sharpe, released a video where he interviewed Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey, and shout out to CP the artist. He sent me the video, and he sent me the whole video. Now, this is what I appreciate about some of the people in my community here, because they will not just go off of sound bites. they will actually look to see what's being said within context, right? An example, Tim Ross recently uh, talked about made a correlation between Jesus being a stripper. I think that was in poor taste and horrible. But in context, it's like I get what you were saying, and I see where your heart was, but your delivery was way off, Tim Ross. Steve Harvey in this video had a soundbite that many people in the red pill and manosphere space clipped and started talking about. And CP the artist sent me the whole video so I could watch the whole video in context, and I'm glad he did because, whoa, wrong camera, because it allows me to see everything. It allows me to see what he was talking about from a bird's eye perspective, put myself out of it so I can really be objective. And I'm hoping to offer an objective position on what he said. Now, this would be a small clip, but I promise you it'll be within context of what he was saying. Because we all know Steve Harvey tends to favor the women in his life. But is it beneficial to the women and men as a whole? Okay. I love watching Shay. Yeah. What's going on, Eva? What's going on? Glad you're here. I'm late. Got to catch up. Yeah, we just started, bro. So we're here. I don't buy or read. I didn't buy or read the book because I was raised in a 2-parent home with an active father, and my grandparents were active in my upbringing as well. And that's dope because you won't need people to write books, and you're not going to have that desire to make it like your Bible. And I think that's what a lot of women did back then. So I'm going to get right into the video and listen. Danger. There may be some profanity in it. So please, if you're watching this and you're young, please don't watch this. I won't be cursing, but there may be profanity in this video. And I will be stopping it periodically to offer commentary. I don't want to be copyright strike. And if you would like to watch the whole video, and I recommend you watch the whole video in its entirety, I'll leave a link in the description so you guys can watch it without interruption. So I know some of you guys say that you don't like the interruptions. I have to do that as a YouTuber. But with that being said, let's get right into this interview. Now we're clipping the part where he talked about that women are the table, and he goes really hard at men. But let's see what his heart is in this conversation, really, and let's be objective here. All right, so let's get at it.
But and after her, man.
Give me 1 second. I meant to change up the. You probably can hear it, but give me one moment. I want to make sure that. And I should have did this before. There we go. If you guys can hear the audio, please put a 1 in the chat. I want to make sure you guys can hear this.
Man, I mean, really, you look at my career and my life after her, it's just been a rocket shot.
You credit her for everything that we see Steve Harvey sitting here today. You credit her for that. The man that you became, the way you dress, the way you talk, the things that you have going on great in your life. You said, that woman over there.
Because I know what it is. Now, a lot of dudes won't do that, and I understand that. You want to get your shine on, you this and you that. Yeah, but I was that before, and I wasn't this or that.
Right.
I was a comedian before.
Right.
I was a TV star before. So you tell me what the difference is. It got to be her.
Right.
Because for the first time, man, I had peace at my house.
Oh.
For the first time, I had peace at my house. So I can't knock him. He's doing an amazing job here, acknowledging his wife for success. I believe that a good wife will elevate a man. And he's going to talk about this in the video also. But a good wife will elevate the man that she's married to. She will elevate. He will become a much better person in his home, in his community, in his industry. It's going to elevate him. If we look at every successful person, okay, outside of Jeff Bezos and homeboy from Tesla, what's his name? I forgot his name. Wow, Elon Musk. All right, we look at successful people in leadership, like actual leadership. They're all married. They have strong, supportive wives. They're married. So I feel Steve Harvey here right now. Yes. All right. So
when you got peace at the crib, dog, you can plug in your battery pack and get rejuvenated, go out here and deal with the rest of this shit you got to go deal with.
Right.
Because hey man, you know, them folks out there, they not finna change. Racism out there.
Right.
It's on TV, it's on the internet, it's alive and well. She would give me the juice and the charge I needed to go back out there. She encouraged me. She told me I was something when I felt bad. She gave me but we was at the house laughing, having a good time, man. If you look at
Yo, that is absolutely dope. So shout out to Majorie because she's a real one. A woman who is there to support her man, who is strong enough to support a man, to be that piece, will give a man a space that he needs to bring what he needs to bring home. That's what he's saying here. However, I wish he would have communicated that to women. Say, listen, women, if you are your man's piece, if you are this and you are that, this will elevate him and he'll be able to bring resources into the home. Like I brought resources home to Majorie, but he didn't do that. And that's, again, objective here. He's shouting out how much peace she brings in, right? Without saying to women, this is what you could be doing for your husband to elevate him and elevate your marriage. But later on in this clip, he's going to go at men hard and completely ignore women. Let's go.
we got married in 2007. If you look at from 2007, I got Family Feud in 2009. The book came out 2009.
Over 10
Miss
years ago.
Universe after that. The talk show after that. Little Big Shots after that. The Judge show. The radio show got big after that. 4 books later.
And this I also agree with. Now, we're going to go deeper into this, Martin, and I'm glad you're here. Shout out to you. But yeah, I think the offense is you can't ask a woman what she brings to the table. But we as men must be able to answer that on a whim. And I think that's where there's a huge divide in relationships and the inconsistency and hypocrisy that exists within relationships. It shouldn't be now, again, CP the artist and I had a conversation, and I agree with him on this. Men should show what they bring, not have, men should vet a woman and identify what she should bring to the table and not ask her. I think that both can happen. Both can happen. But let's continue. But thanks for your comment, brother.
The movie came out, Think Like a Man. All this after that. What else is it? I just locked in with this chick, man, and she gave me a lot of good advice, man. She made me see things in a different way. And it was her, man, and it's okay, man. It's people don't want to do that. Now, I know they tired of hearing me saying, but what you want me to say?
Now, again, I think men must do a better job, especially men of notoriety, men of fame, men in the limelight, men in the entertainment industry. They must do a better job with acknowledging their spouse. And I firmly believe this. I think men should do a way better job acknowledging their spouse, especially if they are the breadwinner, because trust and believe, a man cannot achieve. If you're married, it's going to be very difficult for you to achieve success in your industry without a supportive wife behind you, or without your wife who's supporting you. Now, if you're single, you can go all in, right? And put all your eggs in that basket, take as many risks as you want. But if you are married, if you have a supportive wife behind you, the sky's the limit. But make sure that you acknowledge her when you achieve what you achieve in life. That's all I got to say. And I think that's what he's doing. So, and I think this is a good example that men, younger men, can take from Steve Harvey, that he's not ashamed of being a husband, and he's not ashamed of acknowledging his wife. And some men are afraid of that because they want to still appear single and available to women out there. Steve Harvey is not concerned about that. He understands he has a good wife, he has a good woman, and he's going to acknowledge her publicly for all to know and all to see. And imagine what that can do for your marriage if you're able to do the same thing. She'll be more apt to be that piece if she knows that when you're out there in those streets, making that money in the industry, that you are secured in the relationship you have at home with your wife. So much so that you can acknowledge her on Club Shay Shay. Let's continue.
Shit, I ain't got nothing else for you. Shit, it wasn't just all me.
Right.
She gave me the mindset to be me. And that's crazy, man. It's like there's a dude named Nuri Muhammad. I wish I had my phone, man. You could hear what this dude said about relationships. it's the coldest thing. He said, other than your relationship with God, who you choose to spend the rest of your life with is the single most important decision you will ever make.
We'll get to that too, my brother. We'll get to that. We'll get to that too.
Either your other half will be your better half or make you half of what you could be. Wow. She will either inspire you to greatness or reduce you to mediocrity. And then he went on to talk about, he quoted Minister Louis Farrakhan.
A wife can inspire you to greatness or reduce you to mediocrity. That's a bar. That's a bar. Regardless of what you may think about Steve Harvey, that's a bar. Now, this is one of those things where an experienced older man is trying to drop gems to the younger generation. And I think men should really look at this and be like, you know what? This is right. Finding a good woman can inspire me to be great or reduce me to mediocrity. That's a bar. That's a bar. Let's continue.
And then at the end of it, he said, so choose wisely.
Choose wisely.
And that was the first time
that
I ever chose wisely. And it was the best thing, because a woman like an elevator button, man, they can take you up or down. If you get the right one, you got something. You get the wrong one, but it's like a man to a woman. If you get the right man, you can go somewhere. You get the wrong man, you off. Like I heard today, these young boys today, what do but it's like a man to a woman. If you get the right man, you can go somewhere. You get the wrong man, you off. Like I heard you say one time, well, I was laughing so hard. You said you paid for a divorce.
Yeah. So you can hear it now, right?
This dude right here was committed.
All right, thanks.
But see, I want people to think she was getting a divorce already.
All right, cool. So now listen carefully, okay? He's going to talk about the whole women being the table. So listen carefully.
I didn't break the home up.
I don't give a damn.
Because you know how people take it and run with it.
Yeah.
She was getting a divorce.
And him on the money.
Right. Right.
What's wrong with that?
Right.
I'm trying to invest in my future.
Right.
See, these dudes kill me. That's what's wrong with this generation today. These young boys today, what do she bring to the table? The hell you mean, man? What do your ass bring to the table? You got a woman that can come to the table that can make another you.
I said this before, and I will always say this. The fact that women can endure a life growing inside them, essentially another life sucking life out of them, and then enduring the pain of childbirth is worthy of respect. Worthy of respect. But just because you're able to deliver a baby, ladies, and I say this in love, just because you're able to carry life and deliver the baby doesn't mean that I can't ask, or a man can ask, what can you bring to the table? Because here's the thing. In today's day, in this society, men have little control in life coming into the planet, coming into this world. In this society, women have full control. So essentially, if a man is having a baby with a woman, that baby belongs to the woman. If a woman divorces a man, 8 times out of 10, actually more 8 times out of 10, the courts will say that the child will go with the mom. Most women actually believe, many women, I won't say most, many women actually believe that because they gave birth to the child, regardless of the sperm that was added to help make that child, that the child belongs to them. So the fact that he said that they can make another you doesn't help his argument, because in this society, they can make another you. They can make and multiply the man, but that child will still, in society's eyes, belong to the woman. So I think that him saying that doesn't really add to his argument. It really doesn't. And I'm just being objective. And if you guys disagree, let me know in the chat.
What else she need to slide up to the table with?
See now, if the fact that she can bring life into the world is the only thing that she should expect to bring into a relationship, then the question is, why should men expect to get married? Because here's the thing, and I agree with this, right? Men's position in this world is to do. We are to perform. Whether you like it or not, men, we are to perform. There is no such thing as unconditional love for men. There is not. We are valued and we are loved. We are appreciated by what we do for others. However, Steve Harvey just spent a few minutes talking about how Majorie is his piece, but then says that a woman can make another you. What more does she need to bring to the table? Marjorie's not making another Steve Harvey. They don't have any kids together. You know what she brings to the table? Peace. From his own confession, not mine. From his own confession, she brings peace. Not another him, but peace. He didn't communicate that here. He's telling men, why would you dare ask a woman what she brings to the table? How dare you? What kind of generation? We're in a generation now where men are starting to value themselves and understand that they don't want to invest resources in something that's not the sure thing. And that's okay. We should be encouraging men to vet and make the right decision. Like he said, he chose right. How is a man supposed to choose right if the only thing that a woman has to bring to the table is making a man another him? He can choose any woman in the world for that matter who's physically capable and medically capable of giving birth. So that was an L take from Steve Harvey. All right. It was L. It didn't add to it.
What about your job? What happened to men who were supposed to be responsible?
I agree, we should be.
Do you know that it's our job to take care of a woman and some children, to have a family? That's our damn job.
I agree. But then
what happens to when the woman tell you, I don't need a man, Steve?
Well, they need to what? Okay, if you don't, how that's working? You know, how that's working? Who don't need no man?
I'm independent. I can do for myself.
Yeah, but why do you want to? Yeah, okay, you can drop a transmission. You can sandblast your house. But hell, do you want to?
No.
If somebody could get out there and drop this transmission for you and sandblast your house, why don't you go get your nails done? I'm not trying.
So now, and here's the thing, and I'm going to say this. Modern women value convenience. They want convenience. They want life to be easy. And they want the man to provide an easy life for them. Many modern women. That's what they want. So they want you to respect them and honor them and all that stuff without them bringing anything to the table. And they still expect you to change their oil, drop the transmission, do the plumbing, fill up the gas, or all that stuff, like fix stuff around the house, all that stuff. And the only thing that she has to do is just make another you. Yeah, it's there's some holes in his description here. Now, mind you, he's an older man trying to educate or school younger men on how to treat women, which I'm okay with. I support that. But some of the things he's saying isn't really consistent.
Trying to reduce a woman to nothing else. Be all you can be. But damn, who don't need a man? That's a lie. What man don't need a woman? I tell you what.
Facts. We need each other. If we don't have each other, we will become extinct.
I tell you what. Try to live without them.
Mm-hmm.
Try to live your life without women. This ain't about la-da-da, man. This is some bullshit without women. If it wasn't for women, what would you? Aristotle Onassis said it best. He said, if women did not exist, all the money in the world would have no meaning. Dog, women is everything. They'd catch me out. They'd lick, man. But these young boys done forgot it because these women.
So, women aren't everything. They are an important thing, but they're not everything. Men are not everything. They are an important thing, but they are not everything. And this is why people consider Steve Harvey a simp, because he's elevating women to a high place of worship. And this is where he's off as well.
Women out here, they've had to be independent because they ain't got the right man.
Okay.
But this system of marriage is still good.
Okay.
This system of a man taking care of a woman, that's really how it's supposed to be. All
Agreed.
the rest of it's bullshit, man. And y'all need to quit tricking yourself with this new way of thinking. Because this new way of thinking ain't getting y'all no damn where. I'm sorry.
So now, the new way of thinking. There are men who understand that they are worth something to a woman, but they want to make sure that they find the right woman, which he's encouraging men to do because he found the right one. A man who will give peace, but things have changed. There's a new way of thinking, not just for the men, but for the women as well. His mom and dad, there was none of that whole, elevating the wife over the husband and husband. They worked together. If you hear his testimony, a lot of videos that he talked about his parents, they worked together in raising them kids. His mom respected the husband, his dad. His dad loved his mom to the point where he told his sons, Steve and his brothers, don't let nobody talk about your mama. And one time he got into a fight he talked about, and it was because somebody talked about his mother, and his dad was like, all right, yeah, I understand. There was a mutual respect back then between male and female, husband and wife, people dating. Today, that doesn't exist. Not in the modern dating phase. Today, it's all about what can I get from you while we're in the dating phase. And maybe if I get enough, I will consider you to be a spouse. So that's where he's a little off here. And he continues the video. I'm going to stop it here. But again, first, I do want to say shout out to Steve Harvey because he's an older man trying to school young men. In the video, he talks about how he's 66. Shannon Sharpe is 55. I'm 43. Steve Harvey is 23 years my senior. He's old enough to be my father. I respect him as an elder. I respect him as an older man. I think he has a lot of wisdom, guidance to share. But I think he's off in some areas. And this is one of those areas where he showed some inconsistencies in my personal opinion. This is not me ragging on him. Again, I didn't care too much for his book, but there's a couple of things that I can't argue with. The fact that he acknowledged his wife, Majorie, as his piece. And after finding Majorie, despite his previous success, he became even more successful after he married her. Okay, that's actually like a real life case study in the benefits of marrying the right woman, gentlemen. It will elevate your life or reduce you to mediocrity, as he mentioned, finding the right one. And I'm going to get into the comments in a minute. So shout out to everybody that's engaging in the chat. I'm going to get to you guys. So, but the flip side to that is him saying that what is she else? She is the table. What else does she have to bring to the table? She can make another you. Now it's like, hey, women, you don't have to do anything. It's only on the men to do, work. And if she doesn't do anything for you, you still have to do those things. Here's the thing about traditional relationships, right? Men do not receive love unconditionally. But women expect to receive love unconditionally. Steve Harvey's commentary right here, his statements really does in its core show how men must perform in order to receive love from their women. But imagine if a woman is looking to be a man's piece and there is no unconditional, I'm going to be his piece regardless. And then the man says, I am going to be her rock and her supporter and provider, protector, regardless. A mutual understanding will allow the marriage to grow on both sides. Now, his most famous daughter is one that he has expressed that she is the prize. Okay. And she lives life like she is the prize. But the question is she encouraged to be the piece to another man, to her husband, that Majorie is to Steve? Because I don't hear a lot of Steve talking to women about the importance of being a man's piece. Because here's the thing. If you wanted to be consistent, Steve, you're not going to watch this, but I'm going to talk like I'm talking to you. If you wanted to be consistent, Steve, and you really wanted to see relationships flourish, stop telling men that they can't expect a woman to bring anything to the table. Because your wife brings peace to the table, which allowed you to elevate and become even more successful than you were. You was out there working for your wife and your family, which I respect. We know what you brought to the table. But here's the thing, and this is the thing that gentlemen need to realize as well. If a wife brings you peace and creates a space where you can come home and be at peace after you broke your back trying to provide and protect for your family, that is just as important as all the money you brought in the house. You know what else is as important? To Steve's credit, the fact that she could make another you. You know what else is important? The fact that she could keep the home so that you can focus on the outside to bring the money in. All of that. All of that. Okay. Let me get into some of the comments. Okay. I'm going to start from like after I asked you guys where you guys were from, after I was struggle streaming. And shout out to Edmund in the house. My brother Edmund. What's going on? All right. So where we at? Thank you, bro. Thank you. Glad you're here, man. Glad you're here. All right. So let's go. All right, guys. Yeah, if you'd like to book a counseling session with me or a coaching session with me, go to coachingbydre.com and schedule your session. All right. Steve Harvey wrote the worst book, in my opinion. I didn't appreciate the book either, my brother. What's going on, Black Man Unfiltered? Glad you're here. Glad you're here. If you guys aren't subscribed to his channel, please do so. He has some engaging conversations that are deep and that's necessary for our community to be engaging in. What up, what up, what up? I just ordered A Woman of Influence. Chelsea says it was a good book. This shows that most of these celebrity dudes don't really understand how to have a successful relationship or marriage with a woman. Really, thanks. Can't wait. All right. Greetings, Shavers. Glad you're here. Hope all is well with you. We got into the no sound because we was struggle streaming. All right. Let's keep going. And guys, hang out with me on the channel because at 8:30 I'm going to have another live stream. And if you are watching this video on the replay, wait till the end. I'm going to link the video so that you guys can watch the 8:30 live stream, the replay for that. All right. I'm good now. All right. Where we at? Got my mom in the house. I choked when I heard my water. Steve sounded wild for saying that. Yeah. Really wild. Before there was Derek Jackson, Steve had the pandering game on. Are you crazy? Yeah. He was again. But you know what? I think it's because he found the right one. A good woman will make a man appreciate all women, just like a good man will make women appreciate all men, and vice versa. A bad woman can create some bitter men toward all women. And a horrible man will create a bitter woman toward all men. That's a bar too. She better at least bring peace, femininity, and cooperation. Yeah, that's important. 100%. Valerie McLean, 100%. Valerie, what do you want 100% in? He's lowering standards for men. Yeah. And and I'm glad you brought that up, my sister, because women are encouraged not to settle. Men are told, right, to not change a woman and accept women for who they are. Men should not settle either. Women should not settle either. Okay. Certain things you can compromise on certain things, but at the core, if a woman's not bringing you peace or man's not bringing you provision and being a provider, then that's one of those non-negotiables. Like, no, I'm not going for it. This is why Marjorie is taking advantage of him. Again, I don't know the details of their relationship. I can only go by what he's saying here. I don't want to appeal to her motive, but I can only communicate by what he's saying here. They've been married for years now. So, and again, I'm not sure if the photos they take are curated, but um, he's out there working his butt off. And let me call it what it is. Any other woman who was married to a man who worked as hard as Steve Harvey does will probably leave him. Will probably complain that he's doing way too much. But and this is just me being objective, guys. Majorie is still married to a man who has a radio show, a syndicated radio show, like a talk show, a game show, a whole bunch of other stuff that he's doing, and she's still married to him. And he's, years later talking about that she's his piece. So I got to be honest, I got to take his word for it. I got to take his word for it. He communicated, just read between the lines. Mhm. Father, help our people. Shalom. Shout out to you, Tradina Brown. Steve did communicate that Marjorie was his piece. Just read between the lines. Yeah, he did say that. Yeah. Marjorie runs a house. I believe she might possibly be giving whatever Steve gives to her drug. I again, I don't want to go into the whole speculation and I'm not in the house, so I don't want to go into that and share my person. Like I can't confirm or deny that. Yeah, I don't know. And let's look at Steve. Like Steve's not in a position that he's willing to share his wife with anybody. I don't think. I don't think he has to. So yeah, I don't want to even suggest that, to be honest with you, bro. So yeah, please share the stream out, man. Spiritual accountability, maturity, responsibility, stability. Please, Father, help our women and men. Yes, God is greater. Steve switched gears back to hammering on men when Shannon's question was about the women. I noticed that too, brother. Noticed that too. Amen on the marriage. Can you imagine Steve and Derek Jackson in the same room? Yo, Javis is on one tonight, bro. Every real woman wants a man. Every real man wants a woman. Point blank, period. Hallelujah. Yeah. I disagree with him saying that a woman had to become independent because she didn't have no man. I agree also. I think that that's one of those things that women are told and believe, and it devalues men. Um, Women are incentivized for being single. Men are not. A couple of years ago, because again, let's be perfectly honest and not and objective. Women, single mothers are given every resource under the book to survive with their kids. In 2012, I was almost homeless, and I was looking for shelters for me and my sons to go to in New York City. There was not one shelter in New York City that housed a father and their children. All the shelters, right, that house families only house single mothers and children. But if I was to go into a shelter, I would have to put my kids in foster care and then go into a shelter. That's what they told me. That's what they told me. Single moms, even when they're struggling, are incentivized to not have a man in their life. They're given resources, so they feel like they don't need a man. And like in my next video, Ayanna Vazant talks about, no, it wasn't Ayanna Vazant. It was what's her name? My older sister. That the government has become the husband of a lot of women because they incentivize singleness. So there's a layered circumstance behind this that honest conversation must have for it to be uncovered and unlayered. Yep. I'm afraid to highlight Chavis's comments, man, because he's on one. The dating game has become more talked about today unless someone, all right, good, is led by God. Real talk, two are better than one. Yep, two are better than one. So true, Chavis. Greetings, everyone. What's going on, Pastor Edwin Ramirez? Glad you're here. All right, and shout out to him and subscribe to his channel too. My sister's name is Chelsea. Everybody's showing love. Yes, the proverbial life is in the building. A relationship should be 50-50. A woman should do right for the man, and the man should do right for the woman. Yes, Valerie. Absolutely. I hope women realize most men with money are not Steve Harvey. Yes, true. True. OMG, so true. The dating game has definitely become toxic in so many ways. Because the dating game is a game. They're treating it like it's a game. What can I get out of it? Instead of what can let me do what I can to find somebody worthy of me. And yeah, vice versa. A relationship should be 100% committed. Hey, y'all, the devil has lied to people, and we need healthy couples. 100%. Shout out to everybody in the chat. If you're watching live right now and haven't liked the video, please hit the like button. It helps us greatly. No peace in the home is equivalent. No peace in the home is the equivalent of. Let me get. I know he finished that statement. All right, 111. I hear you now. Let's go. Let's go. Where we at? Where we at? Did I go up? Yeah, I did go up. Hold on. Glad to help healthy couples. I am the real deal. All right, where we at? Where we at? Fire. She doesn't care about his time. She only cares about his money. That could be true. But if she cares, but there's the exchange there. If she appreciates his resources, she's going to make sure that he's coming home to a peaceful situation. So I think there's an exchange there. I'm sorry, bro. I just don't see Majorie or Steve in a good light. I want them to be about the Lord, though. And that's another thing. He professes to be a Christian. Well, he talks about God a lot, but I would not label him as a Christian, but that's just me. I don't hate them at all, but red flags are everywhere. I agree. I agree. Time 100%. Great insights, brother. Oh, thank you so much, TMK Media. Glad you're here, bro. And visit his channel as well. I know I'm I'm on one. Blame my southern mindset though. Yeah. And I just hit the end. All right, guys. But guys, man, so I'm gonna close out and get ready for the next live stream. I'm gonna do an outfit change. Oh, just a hoodie, just a turtleneck change. This one. But I do want to again end this video by saying this. Steve Harvey, I don't agree with on a lot of things, but as an elder, I respect and I think that he would do our couples, younger married couples, a better service by being honest from both perspectives and both sides. I get it. He's a man. He's trying to tell men how to treat women and tell women what they should be expecting from men. But that's my issue. You're telling women what they should be expecting from men. You're telling men how they should be treating women, but not telling women what they can do to be that peace that Majorie is to him. Now, all that is inconsistent in my book. And if I have younger men watching this channel, I need you guys to do this one thing, which I agree with Steve Harvey in. If you're dating a woman or you're in the dating phase of your life, date first without expectations. Don't expect anything from her and don't let her expect anything from you. You're only dating and getting to know each other. That's one. Two, look at dating as a vetting process. Not a job interview, but a vetting process to identify what she can bring to the table. Okay? You don't have to ask in order for you to know that. You can just get to know her and vet her properly. If you're vetting her properly, you won't have to ask. But if you want to ask, I see nothing wrong with it. And women, if you're watching this, don't get offended by the question. Answer it, because you would want him to answer questions like, what would you do for me? So let's be adult enough to have adult conversations without being offended with that. Okay. And three, make sure you choose right. Men, choose right. Majorie brings Steve peace. I think that should be one of the major things we should be looking for as men. A woman of God who chooses to follow what the word of God says and the expectations of a wife biblically, whether or not you do what you're supposed to do, because the goal is for you to do what you're supposed to do biblically anyway. All right. That she's going to be lovingly submissive to you and give it as a gift. And it's going to be able to bring you peace. But if you're expecting all those things, you better be a provider, be willing to love her unconditionally. Be willing to put your life on the line to protect her. Okay? Be the leader and the guide and not put your family in harm's way. Okay? That's what it's about. So guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Shout out to Club Shay Shay and Shannon Sharpe for doing this interview. And Steve Harvey. I don't hate the guy, but I just disagree. If you're watching this live right now, hit the like button. If you're watching the replay, hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button right now. By doing so, it'll let you, by doing so, you'll be joining the Harrison Extended family. I mean, that's what I call my community here on YouTube, my Harrison Extended family. And also you can support the channel as well a couple of ways. You can send a super chat. Super chats we gladly accept. If you're watching the replay, you can send a super thanks. Or you can hit the membership button down over here, the button down below, or go to patreon.com/Harrison Family Values. Both of those have the exact same tiers: third cousins, second cousins, first cousins, and siblings. Those are monthly sponsorships that you can give to the channel to help keep content like this going. Okay, or you can go to our link with the shop down below and buy some merch, and the merch will help support the channel as well. And in return, you get an actual item. Okay, but yeah, man, thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate you being here. And if you guys can do me a favor, share this video out on all your social media platforms. Hopefully somebody will watch this. And yeah, man, men be men, women be women. Love each other, support each other, be each other's peace, and let's see marriages grow. All right. Shout out to you, Smoke and Talk. Glad you're here. About to end now. This live stream will redirect to another live stream, so stay there. I'm gonna do a quick outfit change, and I'm gonna be back at 8:30. See you then. God bless. Peace.